notch and up to speed in terms of dishing out the game around about the late game. And looking at the draft, it kind of looks like it's swapped around a little bit. Because obviously, of course, Doom needs to farm up a little bit. Earthshaker around about the same. I mean, he can move around once he gets himself a Blink Dagger and stuff like that. Not too sure on Jackie, but as you said, the pros know best when to move around and push with this metamorphosis. So actually, we may see some pressure in now that I think about it. But in terms of draft, I think Aurora is much more early centered, right?
Yeah, I would say so. And maybe that just comes down to the result of their two most recent series, right? Boomers had the edge over them, and they said, you know what, maybe what we're doing right now isn't working against them.
I think Palos just saw that ward placement.
All right. Even if they lose this series, they have a second chance, and they're trying to just, throw Boom off of their game a little bit. But certainly, I'm expecting that, let's say 20-ish minute timing is really what Aurora are going to be playing for. They go for a smoke. I think that might have still been on the edge of the ward, actually. Might have just clipped them. Jab's positioning himself a little bit away from the rest of his team.
30 seconds to battle.
They don't have any gold for a sentry. I mean, I'm quite surprised. Palos didn't buy a sentry. Maybe perhaps he didn't feel that an observer ward was placed there then, because he's got 60 gold.
Yeah.
No.
Give him a nice little XP and gold boost for the mid lane for sure. FBZ has to be a little careful though. Walking down here, I was about to say on his own, but it's actually Tim's that's going to walk into this.
It is. Meld damage there, caught in the cogs. I mean, the dead shot going to miss, but nonetheless, a kill onto Tim's. First blood will go to Palos. Very nice there for the T8.
And that goes to show the importance of the smoke, right? Like that observer ward placed down would have seen them be able to move towards the right-hand side, but because they used the smoke instead, they were just able to bamboozle Tim's a little bit. Make sure they got that quick pick off onto him.
Nice little play there from Abed to stop Mac from getting a last hit by just using Cold Snap on him.
Mm-hmm.
Did he even hit?
Nope. It's just about disrupting them that little bit. I use it with battery assault in my clockwork a fair amount of times. Just not about doing the damage, just making sure you're securing the range creep for yourself. They haven't been able to block up this small camp either, but perhaps that's by design by FBZ and Tim's, considering they are playing with a Doom, perhaps hoping for a Harpy Stormcrafter, but it's just a Kobold Foreman and a Hill Troll Berserker.
I'm wondering if Mac is going to be okay here. I mean, so far he's keeping up the pressure, but once Abed starts to get more levels and get himself the EMP, then Mac's not going to have any mana to use that Enchant Totem and push out the lane.
Yeah, I mean, just using the EMP onto Mac is just going to seriously hinder his last hitting abilities. Again, the Earthshaker, he's got the bottle coming out to him, so it's not as bad, but you always want to make sure that you've got that 50 or so mana to be able to be securing a lot of that harass. We're seeing that is the trend across a lot of these lanes, right? I've seen Palos use the meld a few times now just to be able to get denies, particularly onto range creeps, realizing how strong the Boom lineup is, especially around that level 3 timing that they've got with the Doom. That won't be as much anymore. Forced to put the Devour point in at level 2, so might be maybe level 4, even level 5, as they're actually looking to make a bit of a play here. FBZ able to dodge it out. Nicely done.
Still okay. Hitting Palos away, Tim's is with the physical attacks. Actually saving a point here. Hasn't leveled Mana Drain or Hex yet. Level 2.
He's just waiting for what he feels like is an inevitable dive that they might be going for, but I would feel much more confident if Tim's was playing something like a Hoodwink or even the Muerta for dealing damage underneath, when going for a dive underneath the enemy tier 1 tower. Lion, not so much, right? Like, you use the stun, that's pretty much all you got.
That is a nice little healing Lotus there for Tim's after that spike through the pond.
Mm-hmm.
Or would you call it a pool? Pool or pond?
Call it a pool.
A pool. It's literally called Lotus Pool, my bad.
A pretty quiet game so far. You know, not a lot of aggression across any of the lanes. Really wasn't expecting it too much, particularly on this top side. And they are actually going for this build, so that was something that we haven't touched on yet. Like, what was the build that Jabs is going to go for? I thought, as soon as I saw his facet, the Wild Hunt that he's going for on the Beastmaster, that he would be going this build up and go sort of style. But it does mean a few things, right? It means that the TB should theoretically have a bit of an easier time in the lane against him because he's not getting the Wild Axes, the magical damage spammed out at him. And it also means that Doom just has that direct counter to you in the form of the Devour when you've got your Helm of the Dominator creep, and then once he's level 15, the Devour targeting Ancients. Oh, wow. Hold on. Talking up top.
Look at that, yeah. The call in, along with that slow of the ball, and that is indeed a kill there on the Terrorblade. Very nicely done, and possibly a kill. No. Phoenix, he has Icarus. Oh,
he's also
he got
rooted.
Wait, did he just get stunned mid-Icarus? I mean,
yeah.
that could be a kill.
Rooted by the Hawk, a lot of slows coming through from the boars. Ticking down slowly. Not needed.
Doesn't need it. Well,
but I mean,
go.
This does fit the style that we were talking about, right? Where they're playing a lot more aggressively on Aurora. Just having a quick look at Ollie and his positioning. I think they would have seen him walk behind this this tree here. If you have a look at the boom vision. They don't see him right now, but they would have seen him walk up to it.
Yeah. Jackie senses something. Not gonna even attempt at getting a last hit right now until Januel's back. So it doesn't even want to go full stop, actually. Oh gosh, they're putting a lot of pressure in on this top lane.
I mean, the fact that they see Clockwork up here for quite some time and they didn't make an aggressive play onto Palos is the big thing that I'm really looking at here. You know, he was on his own for quite some time. And when you've got 2 points Scorched Earth, Lion now level 3, I'm like, well, surely this is the time to be able to go for that kill. But it seems like FBZ, he's just intent to get the farm where he can get it. Get up onto his level 6 as quickly as possible because it's going to be so important at locking down a lot of that control that the Invoker is trying to put it onto him. As Jackie, is he alright?
It doesn't look like it. Calling and boars do the job again. Doing really well summoning these boars. I didn't realize how much I thought maybe, to be honest, the Wild Axes would be better, but nope. Call it the Wild Boar. I mean, 18% slow damage. It doesn't stack, does it, with his 2 boars?
Not sure, to be honest. Not again, it's a micro hero, so not a Beastmaster player. But I mean, any time that you're able to get away with going boars feels really good for the lane, right? Like this is double damage on Q, by the way. Is Phoenix going to be in a little bit of trouble? Deadshots him back into the calling.
Oh, and the Icarus dive does not help. Killing spree for Q. Got the both supports in the mid.
Yeah, you just compare it to, like, let's say you're going up against a gyrocopter or even a PA, honestly, or a Crystal Maiden. Anything that's able to just kill these boars is going to have a fantastic time. This is the way that you want to be building Beastmaster because there's not too many heroes that can actually deal with this intense push.
Oh my gosh, deleted. Actually utilized that stack there with the Echo Slam and took down the clock. Meanwhile, though, rotation from Abed, finding the kill onto FBZ, with him being on his own. So they get a return kill of their own here on Aurora.
They already have Helm of the Dominator 7 minutes in on Aurora. This is an insanely good timing for Jabs. Just keeping the pressure going, even just using the Satyr Mindstealer to be able to scout out Jackie, and with that Observer Ward, they're going to be able to find him again. This would be death number 3.
Oh, the Deadshot misses. I mean, they have Primal Roar, but Jabs is way too far away.
Jackie's just had to back off to his tier 2 tower, pops the Metamorphosis. They might be able to get a kill here onto Mac as well.
Abed, he hasn't got Tornado. They're going to dive the tier 2. And Ollie is going to be found and taken out. They were too confident. Tornado! Oh, it hit!
Oh.
No way! No, was that... I think they used 1 charge somehow, right?
Yeah, I heard the wand. Not sure if it was after he landed, but before he took the damage. Not sure, but very, very close to being able to make that a incredibly good move
Are scanning.
coming through there from Aurora. Still able to take the tower, still able to bully the TB out of the lane, and he is seriously suffering in terms of his overall net worth. And they're just going to continue the ball rolling. You can just see the itemization coming through from Q, rushing into the drums of endurance. So they're just looking to pair together with the rest of the team. Abed, he's not focused on being able to, you know, go the urn or anything like that. He's much more focused on just being able to take towers. He had a Dragonlance queued up. I think he's switching that one up into perhaps a Witchblade for himself, just to enable a little bit of an easier time to be able to, you know, deal some of this damage over time, disable the Blink Dagger for a bit further, have a bit of that slow coming through.
Pretty all right here at the moment.
Seen another echo from Mac.
Echo from Mac.
Boom!
Yeah. Oh wow. That did some damage to my frames.
Yep. Didn't do damage to his bank account though. He's right back in it now after, I don't want to say a rough lane against Abed. Abed's actually doing better than him, but sorry, not doing as well as him. But I feel like you're kind of cheating that with the Echo Slam there onto the Ancient Camp, right? They were pretty much breaking even.
Yeah. We've got Doom ready to be utilized by FBZ here, just forming an Ancient Camp.
I think he's got drums coming out to him as well. So, realizing that it's about time to make something happen. Again, though, I want to see them wait about a minute for it to be able to happen. You don't have your ultimates on Januel yet, so that Supernova is going to be vital. You are 200 gold away from Earthshaker being able to pick up the Blink Dagger. Still 65 seconds away from his Echo Slam as well. So they would love to be able to make a play around these siege creeps, but just not yet. And it does feel like Aurora are on a little bit of a timer here. Like, yes, they're having a good start to the game. They've got wins in 2 of their lanes. They've got the early Helm of the Dominator. They've taken a tower. They're working towards Helm of the Overlord as well, just about 1,300 gold away. So really not doing bad at all on jabs. But you're just constantly mindful of, when is Doom going to be hitting level 15? When is he going to be able to devour that Ancient Creep and then just make that Helm of the Overlord a whole lot less impactful? So I'm interested to see what FBZ goes for his next item. He's got the drums now ready for a fight that could be breaking out around this Blink Echo that Mac will have with an Arcane Rune, by the way. So it might be going for a smoke here with Tim's. But after that, he's got BKB, Blink, and Midas all queued up. Don't actually hate the Midas, just because it's going to get him to his level 15 sooner, and you're going to be able to devour those Ancients. It's just a question of...
Devour.
Yeah, will you be run over before that happens is the real thing.
I mean, I guess it helps out against Beastmaster with the fact that he's got himself many summons.
Sure.
I'm just wondering when we will see jabs start to come out. Is he just waiting the Helm of the Overlord, and then we'll start to see pressure on the tier 2s?
Yeah, absolutely. That's all he's waiting for right now. Status update, 600 gold away, so not that long.
Okay. And how is Palos doing? On the way about 1,000 gold from a Desolator?
Okay. Again, it just shows their mentality, right? They're not interested in pickoffs. They're just saying, we're going to use the Helm of the Overlord creep to frontline. We're going to get Desolator, minus armor, onto a bunch of these towers, and they're going to melt. And what are you going to be able to do about them? So it really just does come down to...
I think they might get jabs here. Look at this. Blink forward, Echo Slam, there it is. Can they get the kill? Easy execution. With thanks to that Arcane Rune and the Finger of Death there too. And Mac just TPs away, so... They punish that Beastmaster there, and he's not going to have his Helm of the Overlord for a little while longer.
It's a pretty long cooldown, though, on the Finger of Death, so I wonder if they might just say, screw it, let's go, you know? I still feel like, given that the Doom can counter the Beastmaster just purely with Devour, that's going to be something that's on their mind. You can see he's leveled it up to level 3. Most of the time, you might put a few more points into the Infernal Blade, but it's just so important that you're able to devour the maximum size Helm of the Dominator creep at this stage.
Now attempting to pressure this tier 1 middle. Palos rotating in here.
It's with the... not quite the Deso yet. But they're doing their own pushing on the bottom side of the map, so Boom realizing that this is going to be something that's just happening, right? Like, this is the draft that Aurora is going for, so when they try and push, let's try and equalize it somehow. They have a slightly weaker push. Their supports aren't really able to do anything about it. Their mid laner, not the greatest at pushing. Their off laner, not the greatest at pushing. So, not the best use out of the Metamorphosis, but it's a necessary one just to open up the map a little bit and enable themselves to farm a little bit. Something that Jackie has done very well is micro his TP illusion. Even when he was getting chased up near top Roshan, he was microing his illusion into the wave to get a bunch of last hits and make sure that that tower lived, even if it was only for like a minute or so longer.
Oh. He's trying to recover as well. Currently surpassing the Invoker just about, but a while away from the Templar Assassin. Did have a kind of rough lane.
They got Helm with the Overlord up.
They want to go for Mac here. They scout him out with a rocket flare. Hook shots available. Slowed down. Oh no!
The creep.
The range creep. Oh dear. Is that dominated?
Hold on.
Forward, Echo Slam onto Palos.
Just drop
He's
the Doom.
going to have the Doom placed upon him. That is a dead Templar Assassin for sure. Palos will be taken out, and the kill going to FBZ here.
So they use the Doom. They use the Echo Slam. I still feel like you could just ball up and go, right? Like, you've now finished up. He was able to buy the Desolator before he died. You've still got the Helm of the Overlord. You've still got the drums. You've got everything that you could possibly want to be able to just push on forward. And they don't have two huge teamfight ultimates. So if I'm Aurora right now, I'm either pushing this mid lane out and taking that really highly valuable tier 2 mid tower, or I'm playing around the top side of the map, because that's where Roshan's going to be. You want to make sure that you're securing it ASAP, just so that the second one, you're able to get into an early-ish timing for the Roshan's banner, and going up onto the high ground before this later game Boom lineup is going to be able to scale.
And they're going to do just that. They're heading into the Roshan pit now, claim themselves of Ages of Immortality, and there's no way that Boom Esports could even attempt to contest this.
I think they know this is going on. They know what's going on, right? So just look at what their heroes are doing. No even small contemplation of being able to try and contest this. It's just, all right, well, what can we do in the meantime? What's the consolation prize that we can get? And that's just going to be pushing in bot lane, pushing in mid lane, forcing a bit of a defensive rotation coming through from Abed while they wait for their spells to come back off cooldown. And they'll know that Abed TP'd here as well.
Interesting to see that they've put the Aegis on Jabs too. I guess he is the strongest hero at the moment within Aurora. He is 1,900 HP. They're actually going to smoke up here. Oh, Tornado. Catching Max, slowed down by the...
He's got Invis-Rune.
He does. He's okay. Still with the rest of his team, though they are kind of split up here. FBZ is all the way on the top lane. As a hook shot comes out, they've caught themselves Tims with a dead shot there too, being pushed back and forth around the cogs. And they will find a lovely pick off there onto the Lion. Mac utilizing that invisibility rune, scutters away into the tree line, and they will not find the Earthshaker.
There we go. So we get the Midas coming out from the Doom. So again, the role of this isn't necessarily to be that counter to the Beastmaster directly by using the Midas onto one of his creeps. Mac might not be okay, actually.
Oh, Jabs is coming forward. He's got the Drums of Endurance. They use the Primal Roar there onto the Terrorblade. He's silenced and taken out instantaneously. Lovely stuff there as they utilize the... It was actually Q, yeah, sorry. Q that had the Drums of Endurance, activated that. Still got 6 charges remaining, but lovely pick off there on the Terrorblade.
They know that they've got this high ground ward as well, so Ollie's going to be able to get rid of that. Just really removing a lot of this map information that Boom have. Their map is completely dark right now, outside of a super deep observer ward covering the Radiant Ancient Camp area. So just overstaying their welcome a little bit when you didn't have the Doom playing quite so close to the rest of them. Now he's level 12 though. He's got the Midas running. He's got Blink Dagger as well, so they are able to fight. But hold on.
Oh, and meanwhile, hook shot into the backlines here. They've caught Tims. Jabs is okay for the time being. Tims will fall within the cogs. Max getting pursued here by the dragon. Sunstrike comes in. It will miss. However, he gets himself an Echo Slam and an Enchant Totem, but he will be found by the dragon here, it looks like. Yep, Q will take the kill. They take down the Aegis. Jabs will come back alive, but that was interesting there from Mac. I thought he was dead for sure, but able to do a solo Echo Slam there and at least take down the Aegis.
It feels all right, you know, but it's not amazing. And this is the timing that I was talking about. You know, you've got that Helm of the Overlord. What can you do to contest against it? You've got the drums, you've got TA with the Desolator. You're hitting into 2 different towers at the one time. You know that even if Shaker's alive, he doesn't have Ags, he doesn't have Echo Slam. So where is the damage actually going to be coming from? And they probably even know that FBZ, his main priority, is hitting level 15. So that's the big thing that I think Boom just constantly need to be mindful of. Like, the only time FBZ should be showing up to fights is if they are extremely confident that it's going to be a drastic win for them if he does, and if he's able to land that Doom. If not, no point. Just try and split up the map, slow this game down a little bit. It's rough. It's easier said than done, I know, just because of, you know, going up against this Helm of the Overlord, the Desolator, the full ball up and go that Aurora have right now. But it's working for them right now.
Yeah, Jackie is going to show himself here. He's got himself all of the illusions, though, to push this top lane. We'll take the tier 1 tower.
Not revealing himself on the lane, just being close enough so that the illusions do that full damage.
Where's the...
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
1,200 round.
Unfortunately, it doesn't show up when you, like, hover over it.
No, it kind of sucks a little bit that it doesn't do that. You just got to guess.
Mm-hmm. Now the smoke coming through from Aurora. They wanted another pick-off to enable themselves to push into yet another tier 2 tower. Back. It's so tempting to walk into that creep wave.
Oh, they're going for their Tormentor?
Okay. I mean, it's something of value, I suppose, on the other side of the map. Maybe you're assuming that Aurora are going to be coming back here, but again...
Oh, Mac. He's been revealed. The hook shot's there. They've got the EMP. Mac in trouble. There's no way for him to escape. And there we go. Dead shot and the EMP with the amplified damage rune. That is the most damaging EMP I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
How much damage did that do? Yeah.
Nearly dying to the Tormentor was both the Phoenix and the Lion, but I mean, you just see they're trying to make the most out of a bad situation here on Boom. Like, they're like, we can't defend against this. We're not strong enough. Let's A, try and punish them if they do step back and try and get their own Tormentor and Wisdom Rune. Or B, worst case scenario, we're going to be able to do it and put some pressure onto the tier 2 tower. Like, they're better at pushing, but if we could also be pushing at the same time, we're pretty happy with that outcome.
It's not like they're super far behind, though, either, and
No.
Nice TP there from the Phoenix. Januel gets himself out with that Sunray plate.
Remember, eyes are on FBZ. He's level 14 now, so doing a really good job of keeping up in levels. That's one of the disadvantages, that even though they're slightly ahead right now on Aurora, all this bunching up means that you're sharing a ton of experience across the board. So this split up and try and make the most out of the map style that Boom's going for is going to serve them pretty well. And I'm not sure if they've gotten enough out of this map right now on Aurora. Still a 5k net worth lead, still a really farm TA.
They're going for Mac, though, again. The meld damage is enough. A lovely dead shot from Q. Once again, really benefiting his team here with this spell. I don't think I've ever seen such perfect usage of this spell before. It feels like it's helping Aurora Gaming consistently get kills.
Mm-hmm. Definitely making up for their lack of reliable stuns if you're just able to hit those consistently. Jackie feeling like they've just bailed on this bottom side of the map. Once again, splits up the map, tries to keep going forward. I think we've nearly got a Aghanim Scepter completed now for Jabs as well.
Oh.
He's 800 gold away, so like you're going to need to use basically everything onto this Beastmaster to stop him. Both the Doom and the Devour onto the creep.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's going to happen in about 60 seconds or so time for FBZ. Just waiting on the cooldown of Devour is going to be the main issue for them. So try and fight away from an ancient camp so you can't just go ahead and pick up another one. And yeah, look to make this all happen. But there we go. Level 15, Devour can target ancients. This is what FBZ has been waiting for this whole time, and what could bring Boom back into this game. The win probability at the moment, 70% to 30. Seems about right. Aurora are in a commanding position. They are as well going to know when Roshan may respawn in about 30 seconds time, so they'll be able to set themselves up for that. And I feel like they're not going to be quite as happy to give up their Aegis, their second Aegis, quite so easily.
No, I definitely feel like they need to do something now, because at this rate, they're going to get themselves the Drums of Slum, and then Aurora's next task is get the Aegis and siege the high ground. They need to stop this momentum, and from them taking this Aegis in order for them to quash the potential siege of their tier 3s.
And here we go. Smoke up, 5-man. It's a really long Roche respawn, not what Aurora were hoping for. They actually scout out the TB farming with that rocket flare.
He's still trying to get an Ayaskadi.
Stats always good. A little bit of that heal reduction coming through against the Beastmaster always feels good. Against a couple of ranged heroes. They're scouting out, assuming that TB was in the area, and he was. So
yeah,
nice TP out there from Jackie. But
they're doing quite well by playing around with them, though, aren't they? They keep moving up and down the map.
They're just trying to, now on Aurora though, force someone to TP out of position and then try and punish that. They're still stronger. Is there a team fight about to break out up in this top side? No. They're actually kind of clumping together a little bit here on Boom. And, I mean, the big thing that they're playing for, it would be enormous if Boom was able to win a team fight and secure the Aegis for themselves. You know, denying away that Roshan's banner gives them so much extra time. It has to be now for Aurora. Like, you've got everything you could possibly hope for. Boots of Bearing, Force Staff, Solar Crest, BKB, Blink, Deso. Like, it's a lot that you have to be able to play around with. Even a Blink Dagger now on jabs. So they just need to... Well, they know when Roshan's going to be respawning, a minute 20 seconds. So that's how long they assume it's going to take for them to be able to push up towards this top side of the map. But you see here from Boom, they're ready. They're ready to go. FBZ... He's not with the boys, though, and he kind of needs to be. He is the key part of this team fight, both through his Doom and the Devour. So if they were to engage in onto Boom, he would be left missing.
Looks like Abed's going to come and trying to defend this tower and keep it alive. A few more minutes, but Mac's just going to come in and take that out. But Roshan spawning at about 45 seconds, and already Aurora in a good position here to wait out the Roshan. They've got it warded nicely with that fresh observer.
They're just taking a tier 2 tower. Like, this is what I was talking about when I said that the Aegis taking so long, or rather Roshan, to respawn is such a bad thing for Aurora. They wanted to have taken this 2 minutes ago, but instead, it's just enabled Boom to get back out on the map, take a bit of this control back, shove the lanes out. They don't want to be defending. They don't want to be TPing back here. They know that Roshan is the big prize, but with the Demon Zeal and the Siege Creep, they're just getting into this tier 3 tower.
They are, and with that, Abed has to rotate himself back. Tornado comes out to try and clear the illusions, and already that tower losing a third of its HP. But Roshan now finally spawned up. Aurora are going to head in and take themselves this Roshan. What are Boom going to do about it? Are they just going to take themselves another tower?
I think so. Yeah. Most of the time you would expect this net worth lead to continue to grow, and if you have a look at the win probability, it's slowly shrinking down back in Boom's favor. Probably will equalize a little bit now, considering it's a tier 2 tower for a Aegis trade. So getting closer and closer to 50-50 as you could possibly hope for, and I gotta say, it feels like the window for Aurora is kind of closing out a little bit here. If they don't make good use... Hold on, Mac. Oh, they missed the Sunstrike.
Is he okay? Oh, the fear from the Deadshot stops him from utilizing that Fissure to enchant Totem away, and he had himself a shield rune on the bottle there too.
Needed to be perfect CC, so Q once again showing why he's such a great position 4 player. He's looking to try and scale himself as well. You know, going into this Shadowblade next. Not needing a Silver Edge this time around, but, you know, the crit, never a bad thing. Wouldn't hate to see him go into a full Hurricane Pike as well, just enabling himself to really brawl into the TB in a few of these team fights, because he doesn't have a BKB queued up anytime soon. He's going into the Butterfly, which is going to be very nice against TA and Beastmaster and the Muerta, but certainly a scary prospect with all of that magic damage that that Q is going to have. Nearly talking about level 15s with FBZ. Muerta level 15 is pretty damn good too. Plus 55 gunslinger damage coming through from him is going to be incredibly welcome.
Jabs is looking kind of terrifying right now. He's 300 gold away now for this BKB. If he gets that, then he's really not going to feel the pressure of the Phoenix, the Earthshaker. The only person that's going to maybe threaten him is if Doom places Doom upon him, or the Terrorblade starts attacking into the Beastmaster. But what do they need to do against this Beastmaster once he gets himself the BKB? Does Doom need to be placed upon him always, or does this need to be placed on a different hero?
Always place it on the Beastmaster. Like, he is the front line. He is the one that's going to be unkillable, honestly, if he gets that roar off. Now, especially now that he's level 19. So you just get the maximum charges into the Drums of Slum. You're going to have a ton of lifesteal coming through. You've got to have BKB going. Like, it really does become unkillable.
Smoke play here from Boom. They're out the base. I mean, the waves are pushed. Apart from
smoke on smoke.
Bottom.
Palos gets a bit of information. He's got the Aghanim Shard. Hold on. Oh, the blink
Tim's
away. That's
nice
not
blink.
the greatest BKB.
Oh, Primal Roar onto the Doom. That's big. Is he able to get off the Doom? The BKB is there. They're turning it back around down to Jabs, and Jabs is down. Aegis bringing him back. The Supernova has been protected, and it will come off. It will just stun Jabs on the end there. He has been doomed as well. What can Boom do with this? Coming forward, Ollie has himself no mana in his own cogs. Looks like he'll fall. They do take down the Aegis, but I mean, only Ollie will fall here on the Clockwork. So, I mean, at least they're able to disengage here on Aurora, but that was not the Aegis play that they wanted.
No, it was not, and it was not the first BKB usage either that you were wanting coming out from Palace there. Just hits nothing with it, essentially. They full-on retreat. It was kind of a ballsy move by Jabs to just jump into the middle of things, maybe feeling like he was a little bit too strong, considering, you know, he has the Aegis, he has the BKB to be able to play around, but his entire team didn't come with it. So now it just becomes a little bit more challenging. Win probability still at around that 60% mark, but I'm not supremely confident about that. And anytime that FBZ shows on the lane, you can see Jabs instantly micros his Ancient Granite Golem back, not wanting to give a free Devour over to it.
Mm-hmm.
But even with that, I mean, they probably could have used the Psionic Trap, honestly, from the TA to be able to A, silence, and B, deal a little bit of damage to, speaking of Tim's, the Lion, who was able to blink away previously, but won't be able to get away from that.
Yeah, dead Lion. Gone with the Sunstrike. Very nicely done there from Abbott. What was Tim's doing there, actually? Was he trying to get some vision down or something?
I don't know what he was doing there at that point. It's still way too early to be getting vision down, especially considering, you know, Aegis just got reclaimed, so 3.5 minutes away.
I wanted to highlight max net worth, not the greatest at the moment. 3k below the Invoker. He is trying to get a BKB, though.
Nearly level 18 as well. He played a very sacrificial role, though, in that time where FBZ was like, guys, just give me space. I need my level 16. I need to prevent them from feeling comfortable pushing in up onto this high ground. And, I mean, they just haven't ever since he's been able to pick that up, right? Every time FBZ even remotely shows himself close by, they just... is Jalen only going to live? Okay. They just back off entirely. So, again, if you're playing for the later game, if you're playing for late game Phoenix, if you're playing for late game Earthshaker, late game Doom, this is the sort of behavior that you're wanting to force out of the enemy team.
Yeah, I guess you're right on that part, because FBZ, he's now got himself a Shiva's God. He's going a Satanic?
Yeah, I saw that as well. I'm like, huh?
Eh?
All right. Go off, FBZ.
What was his attack speed? 0.87? What was it for? Like a Dispel or something?
Maybe. I'd rather even a freaking Manta in my Doom if that was the case.
Maybe he's got to get the Alpha Wolf and then just be, you know, like a...
Maybe.
Carry.
The true Giga Chad. I mean, I wouldn't hate a Nullifier or a Refresher.
Oh, shot onto the Doom. Doom just being able to get force-staffed away by Januel, so he will sacrifice his life in order to save the Doom. Meanwhile, they get themselves Tims. That's 2 down already from Boom. They need to escape, unless they're going to turn around. Buyback from Tims. Now it's Aurora who are trying to play defensively here. They have themselves the high ground. Ollie's getting lower and lower, but is able to get away. So they won't lose anyone here on Aurora, and a buyback committed
Yeah,
Just to
pretty big
highlight that.
blunder coming out again. I mean, just showing how squishy this Lion hero can be if you're just able to get that initial jump onto him. Pushes him so far back from his Ghost Scepter timing as well that he was only about 200 gold away from. And also, Metamorphosis popped, so Jackie really doesn't feel like this giant threat. They might even just be looking to take another fight instantly. I mean, Primal Roar's up in another 15 seconds.
Metamorphosis down for a minute. Roshan up in possibly a minute. Could be early or late, we'll see. And it's going to be possibly top again. And look at all these traps that Palos has across this top lane.
Pretty terrifying, and really nice way to A, get information, B, worst case scenario, you could just stop the wave from pushing into you. You know, force a little bit of lane pressure while not actually being there, just by detonating the trap.
Mm-hmm.
Radiant are scanning.
I really don't like this attack for FPZ. Just go up BKB, man. What's the harm? Sorry, a refresher. You get a second BKB, second Shivas, second Doom, second Devour even, if you're, you know, going to Helm of the Overlord, dominate another creep. They're looking to try and find them on the retreat here up top, but I don't think there's enough boys close by.
Well,
Maybe
they're
they
going to go for the Primal Roar there. They got themselves a Sunstrike too. Hook shot there onto the Earthshaker. He is gone. Down. No buyback. Tim's gone here too. Two down. With no buyback available on either.
Yeah. The only one that they know that about, though, is the Lion, having bought back in that previous engagement. So there is still the danger that Earthshaker could be contributing to this next team fight that I'm sure that they're going to be very conscious of. And is it even worth just Blink, BKB, devour the Ancient Creep? Like, it's honestly getting towards that stage for FBZ. Hanging forward with the gem, so he knows he's not under any sort of vision here on the left-hand side.
Oh yeah, blinking forward.
No, they
They've
go
got
in.
themselves the Doom there. Supernova coming out as Abed pushed away to safety, but still will be found. As that was actually Jackie's reflection that got the kill when he was doomed. So they will defend the high grounders 3. I mean, the tier 3 tower will take significant damage, but still nicely played there from FBZ, Jackie and Januel.
3v5, you lose the Roche banner, you lose your mid hero, and you only expend... Yeah, I guess you expend all your ultis. Let's just call Metamorphosis Jackie's ulti for argument's sake. Even in that last fight, Jackie was actually in a pretty good position to be able to try and sunder Mac when he got gone on recently. He just doesn't have the attack range. Sorry, the cast range. So I wonder, is anyone going to be able to buy a... get a telescope from the neutral items? That might actually help them out enormously at that tier 4 timing in about a minute. So wouldn't hate to see that from Tim's, although considering how much he's been dying, I wouldn't hate to see him just get a ninja gear for himself as well. Just be a little bit sneakier.
This was an early Roshan spawning. They'll take the Aegis. This is an Agnim's Blessing too, so who takes the axe?
Jabs has it. I mean, I'd give it to Invoker, surely. Like, Cogs Cataclysm feels pretty good. Raw Cataclysm feels pretty good.
What's he doing with it?
Don't know. Being very greedy if he ends up using that for himself.
Oh, there we go. Okay, he's got to give it to someone else. Yeah, he's putting it in the courier.
Is he?
Wait,
No,
he hasn't. No, he hasn't. Wait.
I think you just need to physically give it to someone.
Oh.
Alright, let's see what neutral items they get on Boom. Honestly, on Aurora as well. Like, this could be what helps them close out the game. We talk about the importance of ninja gear. Now you've got Jabs being this constant menace around the map. You've already got Invoker, who's, you know, obviously moving around with his Ghost Walk incredibly quickly.
Oh, there you go. You got Telescope on Tim's.
That's what I wanted.
Ascetics Cap on Jackie, which is really nice to, you know, if you initiate with the Primal Roar there, you're going to be able to reduce the duration.
Eagle's gone for the +10 all stats. I think they feel like they're very happy with how they're going to be able to take extended team fights on Boom. It's just they don't want to get instantly picked off. That's their main area of concern. Palos doesn't want to be making that same mistake that we've seen a lot of the time from position 1s, just being a little bit too far away from the team. Ballsy move to be this far deep, and wisely he retreats back to his team.
I'm just laughing about the fact that how far Tim's is the one who takes the lead all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned at the start of this game, he's quite a squishy hero. I mean, only 1,400 HP.
Yep. That Aeon
really
just
is.
can't come fast enough. But again, it's another Aegis where you're not exactly getting a ton of value out of it on Aurora. They're constantly being forced back by these smoke plays, by the TB illusions, split pushing lanes.
Oh, they're
Gonna
going to
run
meet
into
Ollie.
Tim's.
Oh, the blink though, but the hook shot actually landed there on the Earthshaker. Metamorphosis committed now as Mac in some trouble. He is able to get off that Echo Slam, the Supernova coming out as well. Ollie is down, and Jackie, look at Jackie take down Palos. Palos is gone. Aegis coming back alive. Boom. Are now hot on their trails. The BKB is there.
TA's
But
getting
there's
low.
just insane damage there from the Terror Blade. The Primal Roar is there, but the Templar Assassin has fallen. Jabs now on the retreat. He's trying to flee towards his tier 3. The reflection is there. Jackie hot on his heels. Will they get the kill? The Blink Infernal Blade stunned there from FBZ. Finding Jabs. Jabs is gone. 2 are down on Aurora. The buyback there from Ollie too. So technically it was 3 kills, but it could be a dieback. It is a dieback. Ollie's going to fall, and now could they go for Abed? He's severely slowed down here by the reflection, but FBZ is a little bit low. Buyback now from Palos here too. But what can he do? BKB down. They're sieging the high ground. All 5 are up here on Boom. It's completely, the wave has turned.
It has indeed. It's a completely expired net worth lead now. Pretty much dead even, and that is something that Boom is going to be licking their lips about. 2 buybacks being used now, only on the supports, but still such valuable ones considering you're pushing in onto the high ground. This is what the Aurora draft was designed to do. Get in nice and early, put a lot of this pressure on, and what a play from Tims. He was having a game to forget, 1-6-2 before that fight, but just takes a lot of the attention onto himself, blinks away at the very last second, forces them to initiate just a little bit too deep, and it allows Jackie to get the team fight that he finally wants, to be able to stand his ground and fight into that TA.
He does have that satanic. I still find that point from FBZ, but it has healed him up, surprisingly. So, you know, I won't put it past him. And they're going to go for the second set of racks now. That melee racks is gone, and the range, the flow of this game completely turned around from that one fight. They get themselves the late game Boom, and they're on. They get themselves 2 set of racks. They will back off.
Oof. Having a look at the win prob graph, and it is a bit of a sharp decline, a little bit like my Dogecoin shares, just going completely down the gurgler. It's never something I'm too happy to talk about, but yeah, it's looking rough now for Aurora. Not unrecoverable by any stretch. You know, they're still going to know when the next Roshan's coming up. You're still level 25 on the TA. You're still pretty big, honestly, on Abed as well. So maybe he just needs to play a little bit more on the front lines. Perhaps even... what item can he even go next? Like, I wouldn't hate seeing him go a Blink, but I also feel like he kind of needs a Scythe of Vice. Just something to get that proper initiation onto... Honestly, if you take out the Doom, that is so big towards Aurora's chances. Like, it literally stops everything that they're trying to do. And this was a
He's
first
trying to
pick
get
Doom
it.
as well.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
He was trying to obtain a Lincoln, so I presume for Jabs or Invoker
Radiant's
here.
top tower has fallen.
They're going to need to back up, because this push ain't stopping. Jackie not putting himself up there, just using the Demon Zeal plus the Solar Crest, full creep wave, hitting into this tower. They're going to be forced to back up completely. Even yoinking away the Wisdom Rune is FBZ. And that Doom is only going to get scarier. Level in a quarter until it's going to apply Mute as well, so even BKB not going to be able to provide a little bit of extra safety for Jabs.
They're ready to jump.
They couldn't go
in
for this,
terms
could
of
they? They couldn't go for this Tormentor snipe. Okay, they're going to back off on a Boom anyway.
Yeah. Do you think they should just go now and try and find, you know, like leverage a pick-off here, or wait out the edges? Because there's no buybacks on Aurora.
No, but are you talking about Boom?
Yes. Yes, Boom, yes.
I mean, you can just give them lane pressure, right? Use these TB illusions. Force them to put a little bit more attention into the mid lane, for example, to try and defend that, and then use that to enable a pick-off, or use that to enable you to get even more chip damage onto the top tower. It's just going to be like a death by 1,000 cuts sort of situation.
Yeah. Smoke play now from Boom.
Yeah. Maybe feeling that once they've cleared out that creep wave, they're a little more confident to be able to push forward. Once again, Jackie microing his illusion well to be able to put a little bit of extra pressure there in, but they might go for this full wraparound through the bottom lane, trying to catch them unawares.
I think they may be trying to find TA, but Palos has just TP'd back. I wonder if that fight went differently though, Dan. Because you know when Ollie went for the hook shot there, he was meant to get Tim's, but Tim's blinked out, and then he went way too far and caught Mac there instead.
Not the worst thing, like, to be hookshotting an Earthshaker, to be honest, but like, yeah, maybe just not expecting the team fight to be in that position at that time, as they get a free shard for Jabs, so that's nice. An additional Hawk gives him a little bit of the extra bonus from the Wild Hunt as well, a little bit of extra bonus attack speed. Real question on my mind is this going to be a giga quick Roshan respawn? Much higher likelihood of it being top after, what, they got 30 seconds of it being down bottom, so it doesn't look like Boom is in a position to be able to contest against that. So that's really where I'd be looking to set up here, if I'm Boom. Just that top and mid lane pushed out. What's up?
2 minutes 56. Could it get any later than that?
Long one.
Yeah.
Even Q, just with this build with a Dagon, it's literally designed to stop Jackie being so annoying with these TP illusions. It's one of the few things that instantly deletes any illusion, is the Dagon. So just level 1, going to be enough to be able to do that. He's been spamming these dead shots into it. I'm actually a little surprised that he went the level 15 dead shot damage instead of the gunslinger damage. I thought, you know, maybe he would be a little bit of that extra threat into Jackie in a few of these team fights, but that's certainly not the case now that Jackie's got the BKB. Still 8 seconds, by the way, as well. Palos. A little ballsy with how deep he's moving up here.
We got a buyback on Jabs now, though, so that's beneficial. He's trying to go for a Lincoln Sphere. Yeah, they need Lincoln Spheres. We've got Q, who wants to get a Lincoln Sphere as well, but he bought that Dagon, as you said, so I don't know if they're going to survive for this long before Q can get the net worth to get that Lincolns to place on someone else.
Still important.
Yeah.
For sure. It's also important to have buybacks when you get to this super late stage of the game. Again, just another one of the advantages of playing with the TA. They know they're not under any pressure to leave the base. So they know that Roshan's going to be coming up in a minute 25. So just hang back. Don't get TB pushed through. That's a dieback.
Wow.
He does not have dieback for a minute 10, and he doesn't have the money for it either. They can end the game. He's just going to TP onto the outpost, and they're going to end the game right now. Unless we see an amazing hook shot onto 5 heroes Cataclysm is the only chance that they have on Aurora.
I'm just really confused. Like, what are the odds that FBZ was there and was like, oh, I can kill TA now here? Like, they have no vision there at all. Absolutely not. It's 93 seconds. No buyback because of the purchase of the Swift Blink. So what is going through Boom's mind now in terms of how to execute this siege? Metamorphosis popped. In comes the Blink and the Shivas from FBZ. Didn't find a target there to pursue with the War Stomp.
Oh, that's a pretty good Fisher. Jab's not able to initiate. Manta dodge.
He wasn't able to get off the Primal Roar. There we go. The Echo Slam comes out. It does absolutely nothing. Jackie's actually having to retreat. Jabs is still alive. The rest of Boom actually looking very low here. And what do you know? Aurora actually be able to defend their high ground now without the Templar Assassin.
It just feels like they pushed straight into it, right? Like, there's no need to push into a potential Roar, Cataclysm, all this stuff coming through. It was pretty much the perfect storm that happened that we were talking about, right? Like, hookshot into stun, into Cataclysm, bringing them really low, making them feeling not too confident about taking this fight. Are they confident enough to take the fight now, though, considering they don't have the ultimate for Jabs? They're needing to deal with this bottom lane. They still don't have the TA, so despite everything that happened, despite still being in this game, Roshan is still going to go the way of Boom. It's going to be
Does anyone want an Ascetics cap or a Ninja Gear? Look at that. The only person who doesn't have one is Tibbs.
Yep. What's Tibbs? Oh,
he's got the telescope.
It's still very important though, right? Like
yeah.
we've said this before, just the extra range to get the Doom off, the extra range to get the Sunder off, extra blink range even for your spells and your team. They gonna be able to catch Jabs out here. Again, he's playing around the Ninja Gear. Smoked off on his own, and they'll be able to find Abed.
He's just been able to get forced
they found him again!
They've got the Doom there onto Jabs. He's in some trouble. He's trying to flee, but they find themselves back and turn it around. What? Abed, he's still severely low. He's got himself the ice wall, though, slowing down FBZ. Palos is getting lower and lower, pursued there by Jackie. They get the kill. He's got the BKB. The Deafening Blast comes out, but it's not going to help him. He's actually fallen. He does have himself the buyback available, but the Templar Assassin down once again. Jabs does survive through it all, though. Commendable to him, but they can still defend the high ground, I think.
FBZ God being able to get there onto the Beastmaster, completely lock him out of that team fight, would have been a very, very different story if you had that roar, if you had the Drums of Slom going, if you had all of that additional damage preventing them from just running in onto your TA and your Invoker. Playing so damn well, and I think... Who's he given the Aghanim Scepter over to? He's actually given it to the Phoenix, so Zhao could potentially go for a big play here.
Okay, buyback from Invoker.
Alright. TB is actually a really good hero to have this Phoenix Aghanims with, because it refreshes everything except ultimate cooldowns, so they can have just an additional metamorphosis, even if you wanted to use it right now.
Wait, look at... look at Abed's inventory. Does he have an Aghanim shard in his inventory?
Yes, he does. I don't know why.
Was that a miss by accident? Wait, what's that?
I don't know, but he needs to sell it. I guess he doesn't have buyback anyway.
The heck? Yeah, I don't know what that was.
Refresher, which again, I don't hate it, but I would feel much more satisfied with a Scythe of Ice. You know, just something else that's going to be able to enable him to just get that quick pick off, you know? Use the Hurricane Pike to break the Lincolns, use the Scythe of Ice, use the Roar, blow up a target. This is the real dangerous period, though, that time where you've got the double siege creep waves coming, 50 minutes in, super creeps in bot and mid. See a amp damage rune as well that Tim's is pinging out for his team.
We'll take that.
Give that one over to Mac, yep.
Yep.
It's actually so ridiculous. He doesn't even have any crit yet on this Shaker, and he's just, because of the level 15, level 20 talent, he's hitting for 1,300 damage. Hitting! Not critting, hitting.
Oh. FBZ has 5,000 HP as well after completing his overwhelming blink. So he's looking quite a beefy boy. Oh, Jabs is courier. Oh, that was a link at 3.5 minutes. No Lincoln Sphere. That could have been so good if he had got that Lincoln's.
Are they going to try for Jabs? He's been spamming out the Wild Axes on this bottom lane. They think they know where he is inside of the Ninja Gear.
Yeah, they see the birds. So
and
obviously
they know he's got no Lincolns because of that pickoff. Oh, they back off.
Birds. This Ninja's gear is so important for Jabs, actually. Really obscuring the vision so that they can't get the jump on him. They know somewhat where he is, because obviously, of course, he's got 2 birds flying around him.
Look at all these TA traps, man. It's just like, keep him away from our base.
Jackie just took quite a bit of damage there within a few seconds.
I mean, if he's hitting the TB with the side blades, you don't care about all that armor he's got. You know, AC, TB having 50 armor, it's not going to mean anything.
Jabs? He just activated BK. Did he want to go in there and his blink was cancelled?
Maybe. They've been doing a pretty good job, especially on Mac, to be able to prevent him from doing that. Just using the Aghanim Shard, even through the BKB. Any little bit of damage that he's taking, going to be enough.
Oh, that's a tornado onto 3. That's lovely as FBZ did blink in, but they've got themselves the Doom now onto Jabs. Jabs is trying to retreat as a lovely Earth Shaker Fisher coming out there, stopping Jabs from escaping. Ollie falls too. The buyback's there from both of them. And the only buyback remaining is on Q. And boom, they will move themselves back here and try and reset for the upcoming fight as the Metamorphosis is on cooldown.
Meta's on cooldown. Doom fully refreshed. Zhao brought him into the egg that time when he was dropping a little bit low after a great pickoff onto Jabs. I'm still just super impressed with how FBZ has been playing this entire game. The Satanic, I haven't seen a huge amount of benefit out of it, but who knows? It's working pretty well for him. You mentioned the 5,100 HP that he's got, and it doesn't look like stopping anytime soon. Let's see, how far away is he from being able to actually buy that refresher and retain buyback? He's getting close-ish.
Palace has now got the buyback, which is good. Going for Divine Rapier in the quick buy.
Feels like that's the situation.
Yeah, it's one of those games. 54 minutes. I mean, if they can survive for 6 more minutes, tier 5 items. Let's go.
Okay. Could happen.
Q deciding not to go for the Lincoln Sphere this time. Nullifier. Soon to be completed.
Okay. Don't hate it. I mean, you're going up against Aeon Disc on both the Phoenix and the Lion, so if you could just instantly remove that, it would be enormous.
Game-changing Lincoln Sphere for Jabs. It's about to be with him in about 20 seconds.
Any other Lincolns that they got coming up?
Well, there's already one on Abed, as we know. Can't see any other. I mean, Q was going to go it, but obviously, of course, he changed his mind. So there's only going to be 2 at the moment. I wonder if... I don't know. I was going to say maybe perhaps Abed starts to place Lincolns on maybe perhaps Jabs as well, but he's been... Jabs and Abed have both been targets of demise from FBZ, always placing Doom on either one of them. And he's going for a refresh. Now, speaking of refresher, Mac has got it. I don't know if he dispatched. I swear he already had refresher. The game just said he's got refresher. Oh, activate BKB. Oh, double Echo Slam there onto the TA. Palos is able to survive through it. What? He's got hexed up, though. There we go. Jackie's able to get the kill. The buybacks there. The Catalysm comes out, but in return, they got themselves the Primal Roar there onto Jackie. And Jackie's down. Tornado. It's caught the Phoenix. The Phoenix is dead. 3 gone there. Wait, what? Was that Sunstrike there as well? They got themselves the kill. Onto 3. And there we go. That is what they needed on Aurora. Wait, BKB activated. Did I just hear that? Yep, Abed. What are you doing?
Just testing that it works. You never know. But yeah, such a big win for them. And this feels like the first time in about 15 minutes that they've been able to step outside of their base. And I mean, they're good at pushing high ground. They're good at a lot of this aggressive potential. They just haven't had the chance. They've had all of their lanes constantly pushing in, and it's TB dead.
Palos. They have vision of Palos. Oh, they're going to use the buyback there. They've got themselves the Doom there. 2 onto Palos. Palos, this could be a dieback. Is it going to be a dieback as they're focusing Jabs here right now? Jabs is gone. TA dead. Both of them dieback gone. Ollie, so close to death. He'll be gone. He'll be thrown across the map there by the aftershocks. There we go. It's all over. 4 down. GG is called, and game 1 will be going to Boom Esports here, taking this game 1 at 56 minutes.
Aurora tried something a little bit